Hello everybody, as you can see the quarterfinalists are locked in, as are the matches. It's all super exciting. The official casting team will be flying out to Montpellier to do this live in a studio over the weekend of the 6th, 7th and 8th of December. We're going to be showing a lot of the matches, certainly a lot of the quarterfinals, all of the semi-finals, both the third place match and the grand final over the 3 days. It's going to be amazing. Miss Beltree, Andy Davo and myself will all be there, and so these are the matches. I can show you what the rewards are. Everybody in this top 8 have got €400 guaranteed, ranging all the way up to $2.5 grand for the winner. Also titles and logos in game as well. So incredible prizes and super quality of players, and we can look at the players and the teams right now, I guess. So, if we call these quarterfinal 1, 2, 3, and 4 just based on where they are in the draw, we've got Wenteros and Strider first. And here's Wenteros, and he's got a similar team to the one that I did. I can tell you that he's Russian and he is the Ruby BL World Champion. That's why he's got Ruby BL Champions for his team, I guess. And yeah, it's a solid team. He's gone for just 11 Dark Elves plus an Apothecary. 12 is definitely an option. Only 2 rerolls there. And he's gone for the double Wrestle Witch Elf. I'm still very much on the fence about Wrestle or Block for the second one. But, this is very much like what I used. It's very solid, right? You've got maximum protected positionals. You can elf screen, or you can go very aggressive. Maybe I didn't go aggressive enough, but it's a hard balance to strike, and it's easy to look back and think, oh, it could be done differently. It's so easy to second guess yourself with Dark Elves because they can play all the styles really effectively. Wenteros has done great though. He was the group winner in the group stage, and he's got through here, so I'm not really that too much aware of him beforehand, I've got to be honest. Mostly the players I know are the players from the ladder and the playoffs rather than the private leagues, but of course I knew the Ruby BL would be top quality, and not a surprise at all to see Wenteros in the final 8. And he's up against Strider 84, who you should know from winning the Season 2 finals. So he's obviously great. He's also been in Super League with me. He's from Switzerland, and he qualified by the Season 3 official playoffs. And he's got this Wood Elf team here. Oh, do you know what? I could have looked at the statistics, couldn't I? He's won 7, lost 1 with this team. That's pretty good. And this is pretty much the bog standard tabletop Wood Elf team with a slight modification for Blood Bowl 3. So, this is the standard roster: Tree, 2 dancers, thrower, 2 catchers, and then this Apothecary, 2 rerolls. The skills, we've got 2 wrestle, 2 dodge, a leader, a strip ball, and normally this would be tackle. But, on tabletop, you've got Amazons, and Amazons are such a horrendous, they're horrendous, they're so, I don't know what the word is, but they're just so oppressive. They're so hard to deal with. You just need tackle to deal with the Amazons. You don't really need tackle against Wood Elves or Dark Elves or the ghouls of Necromantic or Undead or the skinks of Lizard Men. You just need tackle for Amazons. So the fact there's no Amazons here, he's gone for the sidestep, which helps his 1 turn, helps to deny the 1 turn as well with the stand firm of the tree. So I actually really like the sidestep pick specifically for this format, and everything else is completely as you would imagine. And yeah, let's have a look. I didn't think of looking at the records in game, so we can have a little look at Wenteros here and see what his record is. 1-6, drew 2, lost 1. So there you go. I wonder if anybody's got through without losing a game. That would be interesting, wouldn't it? So yeah, Strider also won his group, came through his group very impressively. So yeah, this is looking a very exciting game there. We shall probably be doing that one live, I would imagine. And the next match is Spartacus versus Andri. And I can tell you what, Spartacus has sure impressed me this tournament. He's French, qualified through the Season 5 official playoffs. I had played him in Rebel before, and I tell you what, he's got a lot better since then. He's been absolutely top draw this tournament, and he's got a build that I hate. I would always no. So the players, fine, right? You can choose to go 2 rerolls or 3 rerolls. If you go 2 rerolls, you get the reserve, which is a chameleon skink usually. So the roster players, fine. The skills, I'm a 6 block man. I would always go 6 block Saurus, always. I would never ever want to go below that. As good as guard is, I just couldn't go below 6 block. And you know, he's got a little bit of a toolbox, right? He's got tackle to help against the elves, and he's got guard to help against the bash. But it means he's got to play it perfectly, right? That's the problem. It means you have to play pretty much perfectly, and it also means you're susceptible to bad luck a little bit more as well. But you can get more out of it on the good side, and he's certainly done that. It's 4-2-1, and you know, it's just honestly, he's really impressed me. I think he's played it great. As kind of hard as it is to play it, he's played it great, and yeah, so fair play to him. And he's up against Andri, who you know, now I know Andri from, you know, Blood Bowl 2 and Blood Bowl 3, and you know, playing great in playoffs and stuff, and he's Spanish, qualified through the Season 3 official playoffs. But what isn't so, and he's got a great lot of skills on this team, right? Like the package from Imperial Nobility gives them a lot of skills. I mean, you can see they've got 9 skills, right? Whereas Dark Elves only got 6. So they've got 3 more skills. They've got more money to spend on their team. But the problem is the base that you're building on is still not a good base, right? The Imperial Nobility team is not a good team. However, some of the things they've got are quite useful in this format, right? Stand Firm makes it harder to score 1 turns against them. Wrestle gives them more outs against the bloodbowl carriers and stuff that you see around. And, you know, like 6 guard is good, isn't it? They're bashy enough against the agility teams, you know, and then they've got a couple of blodgers, hard to deal with at this low TV. And they've got the leader for the 3 rerolls and 13 players, so they can foul a bit. They actually, this is their niche. This is their niche. This format, this amount of skills, this amount of money. I do kind of like the team. Now, he's only gone 3-3-1, and that was in a group that had 2 other Imperial Nobility in as well. So, you know, he's scraped his way here, but he is a good player, and, you know, he's more than capable of winning the whole tournament, right? Everybody from this stage, there's 8 players. It doesn't take a great deal to qualify from here, right? You're just a few wins away. Now, the format is still going to be the best of 2+1. So, you know, if you get 2 wins, you're through. If you win and draw, you're through. If it's a win on each side or 2 draws, you play a 3rd game that goes through overtime. So, you know, it's usually going to be the better player wins over the 3 games, or a better team, or, you know, better dice, whatever. But at least there's a bit of equalisation with best of, you know, 2 or 3. So I really love the format, and there's been loads of good feedback about the tournament, so that's nice. Lots of people loving the format, and one of those people is Diomed, I think. We've got Diomed versus Sergle here, and this is Diomed's team. He's not what I would have done. He's taken the wolf and 2 ghouls, and that gives him a 13th player. I much prefer Andy's build. They've both got 4 guard here. Obviously, block on the wolf, block on the ghoul, and he's got a wrestle ghoul. So he's traded a block wolf for a wrestle ghoul and a 13th player. He's got 3 rerolls. The thing about Necro, it's so hard to play against Necro when they're played well. You know, their flesh golems are there with strength 4 and guard, stand firm, so you can't really, you know, you don't dare hit them so much. The wraiths have got foul appearance, so you don't want to even try to hit them. Then they've got the guard, and they put the guard next to everything, and, you know, if they position all the guards really well, you can barely hit anything. Monster team. He's gone 4-1-1, which is pretty good. Didn't win his group, funnily enough. He was 3rd place in his group. That's 3rd place. He wasn't 3rd place. He was 2nd place in his group. So he didn't actually win his group. And it's funny enough, out of the 8 people, only 3 of them did win their group, which is surprising. I would have expected more than that. Yeah, neither Spartacus nor Andri qualified in 1st place in their group. But there you go. So yeah, Diomed, he hasn't stormed through this tournament, but nobody was really going to, right? Like at the end of the day, people are too good, and the teams are too close together. Like in the Champions Cup and ladder playoffs and ladder, you can get huge gulfs in teams. In here, the teams are always pretty close, so you're not going to get huge advantages either way. He's up against Sergle, who really scraped through the group stage. He actually qualified through the group with like no wins. he drew 2 and lost 1 in the group stage, and then he's battled through the playoffs, beat K-Fog and Niagara, so 2 incredible wins there. And funnily enough, his team is kind of built more to beat the agility teams with 5 block skills. So he's got a block sure hands carrier against wood elves. He's got loads of strength 4 block to beat up elves, and a mighty blow as well. So no guard at all is wild. It's a really strange choice, and it does. I mean, it paid off against K-Fog, I think, and Niagara. I think it paid off because now you can just base up everything with your big uns. They can't block you back very well. You can block them very well. It's a strange one. It's a real strange one. But it's paid off for him. He's Spanish qualified through the Season 4 official playoffs. Oh yeah, I probably didn't mention Diomed. He's Russian qualified through the Season 4 official playoffs. So we've got 5 playoffs qualifiers here, and 3 private leagues. And yeah, that's it. So that's Diomed versus Sergle, and then now probably the tie of the round. Unfortunately, I mean, not that I'm saying Andy won because he was lucky, but unfortunately for me personally, I would have liked to have been in this match. But Andy played fantastic in the round 2 game versus me. Over all 3 games, he played absolutely incredible. Barely put a foot wrong. And then he's playing Olivier Dulac, the number 1 ranked player in tabletop, in the quarterfinals. So there you go. This is a pretty incredible match, and I can show you Andy's team. Here we go. He qualified through the NAF Blood Bowl 3 summer qualifier. Of course, he's British, and his team 3-5-0, so unbeaten. I think this is the only unbeaten team that we've got in this. It's funny enough, we were both the same, right? We both won 3, drew 4, and then until we both won 2, drew 5 until Andy beat me in the last one. So yeah, very hard player and team to beat this. I think this team is better than Diomed's team, and I think Andy's probably the favourite to win the whole thing now. Honestly, I really do. I think Diomed and Andy are very close together in coaching. And then I prefer Andy's build. So yeah, I'm going to give him the nod there. 12 players is a little bit of a weakness. So I can see why Diomed wanted to go 13 players, because they are only AV9+, they can get removed, and they don't really play well down players. So I completely see Diomed's rationale in dropping the second wolf, but the problem is it's just so good having 2 wolves. Like, it's so good having 2 wolves. One can get tied up and then you've got the other one and stuff, and much greater high roll surfing potential. So yeah, I do prefer this build from Andy, to be honest. And he is up against Olivier Dulac, who, yep, should need no introduction to an extent, but he's French. He qualified through Von de Gob private league. He won his group in the group stage. He's gone 6-2-1. So lots of wins, and he's got a very interesting build, the controversial one. So he's got the Apo, he's got the 2 rerolls, he's got a variation of the usual build, which is the 4 catches, and he's got the tree. Now, what I hate about this is the jump up on the tree. Now, it's not terrible, of course, and it's probably only going to be like 1 or 2% difference to the win rate of the team. So it's all of these build things are absolute nitpicks. They're not really going to make a huge difference overall, probably. But I feel like just 2 more dodge linemen would have been so much more useful than jump up on the tree. Obviously he disagrees, and he's really good at Blood Bowl, so that's, you know, it's completely fair, right? I'm not saying he's completely wrong, I'm just saying I don't like it. What I do love about his team is the 2 sidestep catches. You can see, watching the replays, that, you know, he exercised great sideline control with these guys, and of course it shuts down 1-turns really well with a stand firm tree and 2 sidesteppers, and it means he's got a really good 1-turn of his own with 2 sidesteppers and a frenzied answer. So his 1-turn is really hard to defend against, and he's got about the best 1-turn defense there is, you know, up there with Andy and Diomed with Necromantic. So yeah, absolutely incredible. And I guess Andrew with Imperial Nobility. The thing is, with Imperial Nobility, they've only got stand firm, so that's actually easier to counter, I think, probably, than having the stand firm and the sidestep. But there you go. And he's only got 1 skill left for the wrestle. So yeah, he did have to give up 2 primary skills to take this secondary skill, and he's got the strip ball and the frenzy. So yeah, so there's Olivier's team. It's a good team. He's a great player. Everyone here is really good in the top 8, and it's going to be super exciting to see. I think Andy versus Olivier is the pick of the round in terms of matchups there, and I imagine that's what we'll be like opening the tournament with. So I don't know what time that'll be on the Friday, but I imagine something like 4 UTC, 16 UTC, 4 PM UTC, something like that. We'll be starting. And yeah, Andy versus Olivier, that's the marquee matchup. I think Andy's favoured, honestly. It's funny because Andy thinks it's a bad matchup, Wood Elves for Necro, but I actually think it's a good matchup. So it's maybe one of those where both sides thinks it's a bad matchup, right? So who knows? Maybe it's just balanced. And I think the fact that the Necro shut down the 1-turn is the key, right? I think that's really nice for them. But you know, who knows? But I honestly, I favour Andy to win that. I think he's the favourite to win the whole thing. I think I'm picking Diomed to beat Sergle. I'm picking Spartacus to beat Andri. And Wentworth versus Strider. I think what edges this for Strider is the fact that Wood Elves can 1-turn. So I'm going to pick Strider for that one. They're my picks for the quarterfinals. And, you know, look, anyone can win from this point out, right? 8 people left. Absolutely anybody can win. It's all to play for. Very exciting. It's just that I've been doing picks, so I'm going to keep doing them. And yeah, there you go. I'm super excited. You know, an honour to be in Montpellier casting with Tree and Andy. So yeah, this is it. Super excited, and we'll be back on Nacon's channel on the Friday. So there you go, live, and then be putting all the VODs up later. So there you go. Thanks for watching, everybody. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and stay fantastic.